Hey everybody, it's David. I hope you can hear me today. It's pretty noisy here. I'm at the Grand Palace in Bangkok, Thailand. This is a huge facility and one of the most spectacular sites I think I've ever seen. I've been to a lot of places in China, but this, with all the ornate fixtures, there are like 100 different buildings here. It's just absolutely incredible. So just wanted to talk a little bit today about Lesson 4 and preview Lesson 5 for you. Lesson 4 had some interesting concepts in it. The first one, and I really enjoyed reading, was your discussion on sweating the small stuff. If you look at the level of detail in the buildings that are around here, I wish I could spin around. I'm going to spin around just 1 second and see if you can see some of the buildings that I'm looking at today. If you could see the level of detail that was placed in these, you would understand that they sweated the small stuff. But the concept is not missed on me today. I think sometimes we tend to look too much at the big picture and forget the intricacies that take place and that are needed. And so that was part of sweating the small stuff, and particularly in problem solving and critical thinking. I mean, if you think about the level of issues that are in problems, sometimes the small things are incredibly important. So that is sweating the small stuff. The other one, which was a case study, was really about fact versus opinion. This is a big deal today because facts are in short supply and everyone has an opinion and everyone thinks their opinion is right. And so, I don't know about you, I'm not on Facebook anymore, and part of the reason that I'm not is I had a lot of people on there who I had as a friend who would just blindly repeat stuff that quite frankly wasn't true, and so it ended up kind of getting on my nerves, and so I'm no longer on Facebook because people would just, again, not value fact, they would just value opinion, and everyone has an opinion, quite frankly, and so that's why, too, again, I look forward to utilizing peer-reviewed resources in your writing, because I think that's a critical piece of at least bringing up other people's opinion to support yours. And again, you hear me use the phrase supported opinion quite a bit. I'll be grading the course project part 2 this week and look forward to seeing your comments. Again, I'm pretty thorough on the first time I see your writing. This is where actually the narrative starts, so make sure that you pay attention to those, because you can correct those by the time you submit part 3. So that's lesson 4. Lesson 5 is really all about assessing the audience, and in the discussion board we talk about assessing the audience. In discussion board 2, I actually have used this video in a negotiation skills seminar that I've taught before, because it really talks about getting to yes. The author of the book, Getting to Yes, was actually featured on that video. And so The Walk from No to Yes is a great book. If you haven't had a chance to read it, I would encourage you to read it, because part of that getting from no to yes is to understand your audience. And the audience may be an audience of 1, or it may be an audience of 1,000. But in either situation, it's an audience. And for you to properly solve problems, sometimes you need to understand where those people are coming from. And then in the case study coming up, you may recognize this one from different work experience that you have. This is a case study involving a discussion between 2 co-workers who have an opportunity to get the discussion right, but the first time they get it wrong. And part of that, the challenge they have is they really didn't recognize some of the assumptions that other people brought into the argument, and therefore they weren't able to handle the situation properly. And you know that I said recognize the assumptions. What does that remind you of? The red model, of course. And so I'll be asking you to take a look at that discussion and apply the red model and find out why the first getting it wrong got it wrong, and then what can be done in those level of discussions to get it right. And my hope is that you'll be able to see some application there that you'll use not only at home but in your workplace and other types of opportunities. So, I'll be grading your stuff early this week. I'm in Bangkok for a few more days. I'm recording this just a little bit early. I had to do it here because this is just such a fantastic place. And if you ever get a chance to come again, come. And so if you need me by any what am I saying? If you need me, call me or contact me, send me an email, and I'll make sure that I get in touch with you. So have a great week and keep on studying. My finger's coming at you.